Here we go, back at it. Time to get the seats out, start working on getting everything out to get the clutch, and work on the intake manifold. Got one seat out. You can tell I never changed the foam when I recovered that one. Gotta clean that up. That's carpet with like 500 miles on it. That wasn't terrible. Maybe 10 minutes to get both out. And the skull. He's staying out. He doesn't get to come with the new seats. Previous owner had him in there, so I just kept him. About 5 days later, finally back to do something on this thing. I need to quit slacking. Came to work on this thing the other night. Started with just test fitting these seats after I got the old seats out. I did all these measurements a long time ago. These would be the closest thing that would fit beyond some little Kirkies or something like that. And with a lot of modification to some brackets, they probably would, but I didn't really love the look. They wouldn't fit great. So I ended up with some little Kirkies. And measuring for the sizing on them, with my fat butt, they still barely fit. But they fit without really having to modify anything. And the look is going to be much better. With the Kirkies, I gotta go with some harnesses to make it make sense, which didn't really want to do, but it's better than the 50-year-old seat belts. It'll be a little bit safer. Might as well do it. And I was just curious, so I weighed the Kirkies versus stock seats, and I'll be saving probably about 30 pounds or so between the two seats. So car should be right at 2100 without me in it. Got most of the old seat crud vacuumed out. I'm gonna get these seat belts taken out back here too, over here, get carpet out over here, start working on getting the tunnel out and get ready to do the transmission. I could probably stand to replace those bolts. Hey, look at that. Where'd all my screws go, though? Still a few screws over here. Ignore this wiring. Don't look. Hello, transmission. Because race car. I'm gonna get the intake manifold off now. Getting ready to get this off. This is one thing I'm gonna have to figure out with the new manifold though. How we're gonna mount something like that. Well, here's something I was worried about. For this manifold to fit, firewall, brake stuff, it all needs to move a little. Shit. Let's check out the wheel problem from a few days ago. It's finally solved. At least one thing solved, looking at the intake manifold. That's not as bad as it looks, but at least gonna be taking out a good inch or so where the firewall sticks out in the corner. Probably don't have to move any of the pedal stuff or the brakes. Finally, about to go get these repaired. Let's see how it turns out. See the rash. This one's probably one of the worst ones. So, the lips turned out amazing. Totally repaired. This one's awesome too. However, neither I or the shop that repaired the lips or anybody had noticed until I went to unload these tires to get the tires, or unload these wheels to get the tires put on, this giant crack. Wonderful. Now I get to have this wheel repaired to do anything else. Repair on the wheels looks great. No more rash. Drove around most of Saturday afternoon trying to find somewhere to put on used tires, and shops that can would not put used tires on because that's their policy, and shops that could do it couldn't deal with these wheels and tires. I found a little shop, closest shop to my house actually. I drive by all the time and forget they're there. And then we're unloading the wheels and I found that hole that we talked about earlier. And it's been repaired and looks great now. So these are finally ready to go on. Thank God. Okay, it's time to be done for the day. Transmission is where I can get to everything real easy. Get the starter out real quick. 4 bolts for the trans, pull the drive shaft, drain the fluid. It's out in 20 minutes, if that. Intake manifold shouldn't be as bad as it originally looks. It's really right here, and it'll come close to hitting this, but I could clearance that just a little more. The wires are going to be a problem though. Not sure if those grommets can stay where they're at, which would really suck because the wiring is a nightmare, and to fix that will probably be a nightmare too. Other than that, I'm ready to be done. I don't want to deal with that today. Next time will just be transmission, flywheel clutch, and maybe mess with getting the seats and harnesses in after that's done.